Hello everyone, my name's Bottletophornet and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. I'm starting this episode off with a little bit of a montage of me going through 5 different vaults. I wanted to make sure that I got enough skill essence and enough stuff sorted before the start of the episode so that we can really make some progress in this one towards storage and of course our Danks. We ran through quite a few, had some success, didn't die once, which is very lucky, added a level of strength, which is nice, and after a few successful ones, collected a bunch of loot, which I've stored away to show you guys shortly. And we even tried out a Scavenger vault, which was interesting, but I didn't quite get enough to finish it off. So in the end, we got out just in time. And now we're nearly level 30 and finally have enough to make our Danks. So I'm going to put all of this together and then we're going to go through the few loot things that I wanted to save to roll with you guys. So we've got a diamond block, a Larimar, and 4 of those. Also, we got an echo gem in that last vault, which I'm very happy about, even though we didn't finish the scavenger. 1 of those, and perfect. Oh yeah. All right, and also in that last vault, we got Perfume ore, which was the last one that we needed. I'm actually blown away by how much of the rest we've managed to collect, but the 1 perfume here, we're going to have to see whether we can use it to make a pog. So at this point, we can make ourselves a Dank level 1, but it's the level 2s that we're going to be struggling with until we guarantee that we can get more than 1 of those perfume. The rest, I'm pretty sure, once we set ourselves up with a nice fortune pick, we should be able to manage. But it might be that we run with level 1s to start off with, which we should have more than enough of the materials for. I even already have an arena crate. And we have 28 netherite ingots. So, in all of that, I've been adding bits and pieces to here, storing away boss crates, and I got myself Vault Bronze from Captain Puffy here. And it's a big one, so I'm expecting we get a lot from that. It's going to make purchasing a few of these things nice and easy. We can get some goodies, but yeah, we'll just let that run. I now want to open a few of these things and see how we go. So let's put all of that in there. That can go away. And let's double these up and maybe we'll get some relic stuff. Hey, we got 1. And I think we already have that one. We do. Ah, well, plenty more time for that. Now, Pickerang, maybe? Doesn't look like we had any luck. I'm actually going to pop all of this into one of these just to get it out of my way. But 3 power bars is pretty nice. Let's roll all of this gear. Ooh. Ooh. That is a nice helmet. Very interesting. Another health idol, which is nice. Poison immunity idol is also nice. The chest piece is a slight upgrade. It does have a level. Ooh. That's nice. They're extra armor. They have a level and they're soulbound. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. They require a few more levels, so we could just wait rather than wasting our modpack shards. And, +1 to reach too. Interesting. I could keep that for building and stuff. We could call it a building idol. All right. Let's see whether we get any luck with our Pandora's boxes. Okay. What is that? Remove a specialization for dash. That could be quite handy. Okay. Scrappy plus boots. Yeah, that's not really that great. Let's see whether these boots turn out alright. Slight upgrade from the Netherite, but not quite as good as these ones. Okay, let's put all that away. And now, our next goal here is to reach drawers and pretty pipes. Maybe even the 3 together. I don't know whether we're going to be able to manage that in this episode, but we're going to make a fair crack at it. This episode is going to be heavy on the vaults. We've already done 5. Yeah, it's going to be a bit intense. I've got plenty of extra gifter statues to go, so once all of these are done, we might even make our way to our first Omega statue, which would be amazing. Is that one also? Oh, so yes, with that and all of these, I think we'll definitely make it. Let's start setting up some danks. So, to make a dank, we need ourselves an arena crate, 4 pieces of netherite ingots, and 4 perfect wood die. I already actually have an arena crate, but we'll craft a couple more just in case. I think I want to start off with about 3, and then we'll do some runs, trial out what we want it to pick up, and see how we go from there. So, for an arena crate, you need a shulker box and 4 beniatite gems. Luckily, we've actually found a decent amount during our travels, so I'm going to make up 3 extras, because likely we're going to want to make more danks in the future. We'll grab a little bit of this. Here's a little trick that I worked out in this as well, is you can just use the oak logs directly or any log directly and turn it into a chest, which is super handy. And we'll get a couple of those. Make some shulkers. Put our beniatite in and something like that. Arena crates. Nice. And we can just keep that shulker spare for later. The biggest setback here is probably going to be our wooter die, but we got a decent amount. Enough to make 2. Might not be able to make this 3rd one. Unless we fortune up some of this. I am going to be very careful not to fortune up too much because I do have plans to go get myself a fortune, maybe 7 pickaxe, or more to the point, fortune 5, and get myself set up with a fully upgraded vein miner. But that's not in this episode. We're just going to have to see how we go with a plain old fortune 3. So, to make enough for 1 more, I'm going to need 9 more pieces of wood to die. Let's see how we go. Off to a good start. We got 1. Another 1. Okay, now we're talking. We just need 4 more. Okay, made up for it. So, we are going to put those away now and not go any further until we have a bit more fortune than this. So let's turn that into that. Grab ourselves some netherite ingots, and we still have 16 left over. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Perfect. Now we're really getting somewhere. And I just remembered that for the magnets that I wanted to make to use in conjunction with these danks, I need a little bit more wood to die. It's fine. That'll do. And we'll put the fortune in there. So, a couple of magnets to our name is going to make pulling the stuff into those danks super, super simple. And now let's start organizing what we want to put in here. To start off with, I'm going to grab the burger parts and cheese. And then I'm going to also grab foodstuffs, the kind of things we'll find spread out through different chests. So putting all of those into a quote-unquote food dank should be quite helpful. So we'll lock those in by holding control and clicking on them, and we'll have it set up to filter pickup as well. What would I want to put in there as my last one? An eggs food. Perfect. 1 out of the way. For my second one, I'm probably going to want to grab the ores that I will pick up. I don't have access to all of them, so we will have to add a few later on. And I'm also going to grab just the basics there. So stuff like that. And I will grab, go the Alexandrite and Wootadite for now. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be stuff that we're missing and not able to sort just yet. But doing stuff like this, especially the ores that I will break and naturally pick up. In fact, I'm probably more likely to want to only pick up the Larimar and Beniatite and instead add in the extra ones that we will pick up by breaking them. And then we'll add that as well. That feels like a decent one for general ores or general gems that we would grab. Anything that comes as a actual broken down version will work just fine going into our inventory anyway. So that's 2. General gems, general foods, and now we're going to go for some slightly different valuables. Things that I pick up a lot of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do 3 more, and those 3 more could be the other 3 gems that I have here, but I don't have woo to die. No, I'm going to stick to this. Let's chuck that in there. Probably Vault Diamond as well, since it's something that we will get from fighting Vault Fighters. In fact, also probably the Vault Essence. That sort of stuff we grab quite consistently in both chests and also from fighting the fighters in the vault. So there's that. And we'll do a shulker shell. Sure. For now, I'm pretty happy with that. I will also set this to filter pickup. So let's rename them. We have our first one here, which is our food, or yeah, we'll call it vault food. Our second one here is our general gems. General gems. And the last one here, we'll just say gen items. There is a mob outside. Items. Nice. And I'm not going to make a utility one that I can use just yet. We're just going to focus on having those off the side until we decide to maybe upgrade one to a level 2 or even 2 of them, and then we could move the items over into there and use one of these level 1s as our main use, or rather a construction one. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So I have that in this hand. I now need to organize how I'm going to be setting myself up in a vault. When I activate my magnet, I'll probably put it just here, and I want it to be set up so that I have a nice uniform or parallel sort of section in the middle that I can quickly transfer items back into a boss crate for the stuff that doesn't get automatically sorted into here. So things like our compressed blocks and gifted statues, things like that. Obviously, as we go further along, I'm going to add filters for the random boxes and for the relic booster packs, but we just don't have any right now. So something like this is just fine. We don't have to worry about fire resistance or water breathing or taking fall damage, so we no longer really actually have to worry about the cobalt apples in our inventory down here. We're going to have a boss crate there. I usually put a splash potion of healing just there, so I can be set up like this. All of my stuff that I need access to quickly is in the bottom bar. I would have a decent supply of the healing potions across here, and that leaves this central piece nice and clean, nice and uniform to fill up with random pieces of loot and start to throw them into a boss crate. Eventually we'll get stuff like golden apples into the vault food and things like that, but for now we're pretty much set as it is. But unfortunately, I'm out of vault rocks, so we're going to have to go mining for some, and all of this setup right now is just more of a proof of concept. So we'll put all of that away in there for when we decide to go for another run, and let's go down and see if we can get some more vault rocks. Oh, also, yeah, I'm gonna have to block this off. So let me do some mining, see what I can get. It'd be nice once we get the elevator blocks to go up in here, and then we'll try running some vaults with our Danks. Yeah. Almost level 30 as well. Very nice. Just like the start of this episode, let's hope our luck is decent. Nice. 7 will do. Alright. That is not too bad. Our sugarcane farm, even though it's slow and I've used a little bit for the other crystals that I made earlier, can easily supply what we need for there. And as we need more in the future, I'm going to be moving and making a bigger farm anyway. The charcoal, I already have 17 built up, I'm sure of it. Yes. The clay, I can possibly make some up. Any stored though. Maybe we have some in here? Not quite. So I might have to go searching for some clay. And do we have a bell? I don't think so. But we can go find ourselves a village that has one pretty easily. Also, I did have to do something in the past where I reset my map, so I don't know whether it still has the information. I'm hoping that all of this stuff that is loading in right now is from its memory, so with a bit of luck, if I just stay here for a while, we might get back all that I've already explored. It looks like it. Okay, this is good. But I did lose all of my waypoints, which means that I've had to start resetting them. I don't know where everything is just now. But I will let this fill itself in. Oh, that was it. Okay, let's head over to this village then, see if it has a bell, and I will take with me a silk touch shovel if I have one. There we go. So that we can collect up the clay that we find along the way. Actually, looking down in here, yep, there is heaps. Good to know. So clay won't be a problem. And there's our bell. I believe this was actually the first village that we went to in our first episode, which is kind of cool. I remember running around here in the dark trying to avoid getting shot by skeletons. And now we're doing much better off. That's right, all of the beautiful flowers. And now here we are, flying around quite easily. I think we actually spawned somewhere down in here. It does take some time to remember that you don't have to worry about water breathing anymore. But not only is it lovely to have in the vaults while you're doing some of the rooms that require you to be underwater for quite a while, it's also really, really handy just for a passive thing to have at all times in the overworld. So let me collect all this up, see if we can get that crystal sorted, and then we'll do a vault and test out our new Danks and hopefully survive. Okay, that completes. The next one in, which is pretty achievable. Everything back, sorted, ready to go. We'll turn on our magnet, put that away, open our vault, and let's see how we go. I'm going to have to get used to doing the dropping of items again out of the chests, so it might not go flawlessly, but this will be a nice test to just see how we go with the items that we decided to use, and also, I mean, keep trying with these items. So, wish me luck. We'll do this one with normal commentary, and then, if it goes well, we might make a few adjustments to the Danks, and I'll make some more runs, try and get up a good supply of skill essence, and then we can aim towards more storage. Alright, let's go. Safe zone, lucky scavenger. Okay, that is actually incredible. The scavenger aspect of things, not so much, because there is a lot to get. But the lucky and safe zone is incredible. I might even be able to find myself some rooms that are worth looting. I just realized I haven't been dropping them either. So, let's make some quick ways through. See if we can find some good stuff. Eventually, I'll craft myself a Paxel, but I kind of want to wait until I've made sure I've got a few extra things sorted out first. So living with what we have right now is okay. I think our luck is being affected by that lucky modifier, even for the drops as well. Very nice. This could end up being a far easier one than I expected. Now, I'm not doing the thing that I said I would be, where I'd look down each path for now. I'm more interested in just making my way through some different rooms and killing mobs as I go, and then we can start to search a little bit nicer once we have an idea where a chest is to drop off some of these bits and pieces. Once we get enough for another Dank or upgrade, I'll probably add things like the emeralds and the gold and all of that jazz, because we'll be getting those in quite a large supply as well. At least the people that we're trying to get stuff off aren't necessarily rare. Ooh, nice. But we are in need of a little bit of extra space already. I didn't really take into account the fact that a scavenger vault could happen, so having all of this spare space is actually being taken up by a lot of the items that we need for this vault. That's alright though. It's not the end of the world. And at least we have the Danks to kind of pick up the slack a little. Here we go. Let's just drop off some of this. We didn't finish anything just yet, but we've made some good progress. Oop. We should be able to finish up the zombie stuff pretty easily with how much they spawn. And this combo of stuff that I have has meant that I've barely taken any damage. Oh, H-bomb. You just appeared twice. Okay, starting to make our way through some of it, lowering the amount that we need to get overall, which is nice. And as long as I keep all of this fairly clean, we're sitting pretty. Yeah, pretty. Another bangle, that's good. Ooh, and looks like we have one of these here. That's great. Ooh, nice. The skeletons are definitely ones that I'm looking out for at the moment. Even though I just realized I don't have to. The rest of it is all from looting and from the little treasure troves or the little treasure piles. So in reality, what I should be doing is ignoring all of these guys. I've got enough of the zombie hide. From here on out, all I need to do is loot. So let's get to looting. I'm going to start rushing through a little bit more to see whether we can find some good rooms for chests. Since we have safe zone, don't really have to worry about traps, which is great. Let's go left. We might pop up here quickly and have a look-see. There we go. And at this point, I'm just kind of killing the mobs purely for the shards. Cakey. Alright. Oh, I see a little bit of Larimar over there. Grab that. And then we'll head on to the next room. Ooh, that was lucky. Okay, out we go. Phew. Not going to take that time because I do want to make sure that I have as much of it as possible for getting through this whole thing. But now it's just a race against the clock for as much loot as I can find. The broken pottery and all of that jazz is super important. So I'm going to have to try and get as many chests as possible. And the green and pink bangles are definitely going to be something that I'm struggling with. So, not going to waste much time. We're just going to keep moving forward. Oh, just got an achievement for sliding down some of that honey. Bit random, but that's alright. Yeah, I'm not going to bother down there. Let's move on. I'm not liking my chances right now. Just because of the fact that most of what I'm after at the moment is those treasure piles. But we'll see. Never say never. Also, the Wooty die is super nice to grab after our last little efforts of trying to fortune. 10 minutes to go. I need a good chest room. And I need a room with a lot of these. Come on. Come on. Nice. Let's duck across a little bit. Monster kills should be fairly easy if we just bring some people across here. And I'll also jump up and try and get those chests as well. There we go. Nice. That, not nice. I'd really like to find myself another one of the deposit chests, just so that I can get a bit of a gauge of how much I have left. We've got 8 minutes to go. Let's see if we get lucky. I think I actually see the green particles. Perfect. Let's see. Okay. Couple more pottery shards. We've got all the green bangles. But we definitely need some pink. And that's going to be a real struggle. Hearts. I can manage that. Especially with the setup that I have. Nice. Let's check to the other side of this room. We're definitely getting low on time though, which is a little unfortunate, but not going to give up. We can put away some of what we've got, but it's just not quite enough right now. Not giving up though. Yes, come on. Okay, 3 more. Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it, but we'll try 1 more room. Just cause. It also has something in here, so that is good. Here we go. That's 2 bangles. I think the biggest thing is going to be the pottery shards at the end of the day. Yeah. Was a valiant effort though, but unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to make my way back. Ah well. There are a lot of pieces to try and find in that one, so the fact that we got as much as we did is still pretty decent. But we'll be able to have a look at how the looting went. Alright, very glad that I decided to come back closer to the start. Let's bail. Nice. So, other than the creeper explosions, the looting and inventory management was actually a lot easier. Even with the fact that half of our inventory was filled with the items that we were looking for in the Scavenger, so I'd say we're pretty successful. In here is just the leftover stuff like those. Obviously, a couple of these gems didn't go in there, but once we upgrade these, we'll be able to add the extra gems, which will be nice. Let me turn off the magnet so that we don't have all of that flowing in, and I can start to sort through this. I'm going to put away all of the stuff that I got that didn't get sorted into the Danks, and then we'll have a look through and see how we went Dank-wise. So, just give me a second. Alright, so we got a couple of statues, nothing crazy, although the smooth quartz is nice. Let's roll these gears. Gears? Roll the gear. Nothing crazy. A common, even though it's no different. Those are pretty nice leggings though, with 5 as a armor class, so I'm pretty happy with that. We're definitely starting to get some decent vault gear that will replace what we have here. Netherite scraps, plating, and a paxel. A paxel's not bad. Since we have so much stuff here, we could easily buy that paxel, and it saves on the resources that I was worried about. But those are nice. Oh, I was really hoping that would hit level 30. Alright, I'll put that away because I didn't get that out of the Danks. Ooh. Now these are good. I've had one of these before on my stream world. A mod box is something, as it says, that can contain a random modded item from any of your unlocked mods. So I could get a Dank. I don't know whether it would give me a Dank level 2 or 3, but do I save that? I could probably get better stuff in the future, but let's see if we get an extra Dank. We did! Perfect! A Dank without the cost. Who needs Woo to die? That's actually amazing. So, speaking of Danks, let's have a look at what we got. This was a good choice for the star essence and bits and pieces, although we didn't get much luck with those two. Not bad. I'd almost be tempted to leave the shulker shells, as I have more than enough for now, and I can just leave them in the chests, but I do tend to loot them when I see them, so probably not. We'll put those away. The next one, not a lot in that one because we were spending more time looking at chests and whatnot, but still worthwhile, and especially if we found something that was a little bit more ore related or went into a vault that had plentiful, that would definitely be worthwhile having as well. Those can go in there. And the vault food. Yep, very nice. Even though it wasn't much, pretty much every single one of those got filled except for the candy bars. So that says to me that that one was definitely set up right. So, if we were lucky enough to get another Dank, that means that I can add a few more things in that I'd want to have as far as like stuff that I was picking up just then. Maybe we separate the gems and the ores so that we have one of each. And I can add stuff like the plating and bits and pieces in there as well. I'm going to do that. I'm going to set myself up with another Dank so that it's ready to go. And then I'm going to run a handful of vaults, probably just commentate over top of it if anything interesting happens. Other than that, I'm going to try and make some progress. So I'll see you guys hopefully with a lot more stuff under my belt, maybe another knowledge star worth of star essence, and probably into my 30s as far as the levels go. Let's make some more progress and make our way towards some storage. Vault number 1 wasn't anything special. The modifiers were pretty bad, but I did manage to kill a lot of mobs and got some decent loot before bailing. Vault number 2 had an amazing modifier roll. I went looking for good rooms, looted all the chests I could find as I went, got some good luck in a crystal room finding some unique ores, and eventually finding ourselves a dig site. As difficult as dealing with the mobs was, I spent the rest of this vault looting what I could, and finished the vault off by killing the boss. Number 2 was pretty good. Vault number 3 was back to bad modifiers, but my luck was not bad. Finding a mine room, I spent the majority of the time there searching for as many ores as I could find, and boy did we luck out. An echo ore. And to finish things off, we also beat a boss in this vault. Vault number 4, the vault gods smiled upon us. The first room was a factory room, which I took full advantage of, looting every chest I could find and grabbing resources that I wanted. Not only did they smile upon us with this first room, but later in the vault, inside a village room stronghold, we found a second echo ore. So far, this has been very worthwhile. This one, we just bailed. There's no way I was going to lose that loot. Vault number 5 wasn't anything special. Weakened made fighting mobs a bit harder, and the most interesting thing that happened was gaining a favor from one of the vault gods. So, I looted what I could, and got out. And with that, my chest is full. I cannot put anything more away. So, let's roll some stuff, and that is a successful 5 vaults, and possibly enough to get us 2 knowledge stars. So, that's not too bad. Those, they look good, but they're really not. And I've got no more room there either, so this is going in there. It just adds to stuff that I can't put in there. And now I'm going to have a look. Also, 1,144. Good to know. We could grab those 2 as well. But before we craft up some knowledge stars, let's have a look at what we got in our Danks in that last run. Not too much in that regard, but guys, 2 echo ore throughout those 5 is incredible. Still didn't find any more puffium, but I found a heap of everything else. A healthy supply of burger parts and other bits and pieces. A healthy supply of random gems, which is looking pretty good. And yes, even more of our star essence. Okay, so with that star essence, I'm going to make up that, and you know what? 15 star shards, 16 star shards. Why won't that stack? I don't know, but it should still work. And I think I'm going to grab this Pandora's box as well. Ooh, nice. Not so nice. So, with all of this stuff absolutely bursting at the seams, I have all of these ready to put on to a chest, but I want to change all of this up first, and I'm just waiting for a couple of these to die, and we can get our first Omega statue. But we want 18 of those, and we're going to need a little bit of extra Larimar, but that's okay. And we'll only take what we need with the level 3. Oh, that'd be going into gems. There it is. Beautiful. We can set those up like that. Craft ourselves 2 star cores. One of those and one of those. Oh. 2 points done and dusted. So, we can grab some of this storage, or we can grab some of these to lower it again more. I think what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to grab more chests and drawers to start things off, and I'm going to renovate this downstairs. We're going to keep our bedroom tucked into a corner, but I think I might remove the walls, or at least that one, redo my storage in here as a sort of temporary mid-game start to having better storage before we move to a bigger base down the line. And then we can buy a couple more of these decorators to unlock either pretty pipes or, say, refined storage, depending on what we decide to go for down the line. And yeah, I think this is going to be amazing. So let's grab the more chests, because I do like a lot of the stuff you can get with that. And I'm also going to grab the drawers. Now that would cost 2 and that would cost 5, but that's okay. We can lower those down again with a few of these and get things back to a more manageable cost. Oh, getting the drawers and those extra chests, especially for stuff like the netherite barrels, which we can probably make a decent amount of, is incredible. In fact, let's just check how much netherite we have in total. Beautiful. A nice healthy half a stack of netherite ingots is wonderful, and we've got plenty of diamond to put together whatever we need. So, before I get into that, before I get too serious, I also have all of this netherite scrap as well. Let's have a look-see. Ha ha ha, beautiful. I could even make one more. Amazing. So, I've got enough of the netherite ingots to make myself plenty of netherite barrels, which is going to be great for just the junk stuff like this that I don't necessarily want to sort, and all types of blocks that aren't necessarily going to be used on the vault altar itself. I have boss crates everywhere, by the way. And then we can look into doing some draw stuff in an episode or two. If we go over to here, the draw controller does require 2 pogs. So I want to make sure that I have the far better version of Fortune before I risk it all on a Puffium. These we should definitely be able to get as much as we need, but getting this up to a Fortune 6 or 7 would be ideal. I'm also going to quickly pop across and get the additional 2 levels in Vein Miner. So we will switch over to the Fortune version of the specialization as soon as possible. But for now, it's been fantastic to have that extra durability, going around doing a bunch of different things as I can. I do believe with a perfect Wooter die, I can re-roll this. So it may be a case of doing this a couple of times to see whether or not, no, it does need to be perhaps a plain flask. Or does it have to be 2 different types? Let's have a look-see. Interesting. It could have something to do with the fact that I was using Wooter die instead of Alexandrite. So something like this has a chance of get. I guess it's guaranteed to be a Vein Miner 1. Is it different if I want it for? No, it is not. I just lucked out. So, in fact, what we're going to do straight away is take that and switch it over to Fortune. I mean, it's that easy. You guys were worried about nothing. So we can get the additional 2 levels of Fortune on top of this Fortune 3, but perhaps in the next episode we'll go for a walkabout, find ourselves a couple of tomes to up the Fortune on a pickaxe to hopefully 5, and get ourselves 7. Would be amazing and would really make things go ahead a lot faster. Give us far more of a chance to get a bunch of ores from these things. So I'm going to leave those until we get ourselves at Fortune 7. That might be the goal for next episode. But for now, I think I'm just going to work on transforming this. Something a little bit like... Alright. That is not bad. I have done a lot of work changing this whole area up to better suit my needs moving forward. I even went for some draws. I figured that it doesn't matter that we don't have the controller yet. I can still use these for some basic storage and organize all of my vault stuff inside the drawer system and everything else over here. So until we fortune these up, I've put their ore version in the slot that they will take up, except for this one obviously, which is one of those, and the echo gems as well. So we've got 2 more spaces up there for eventually putting something else in. But everything else seems to have a place. I've now got a new spot for... Hello, brother. That was me for a second. I've got a new spot for my vending machine over here, as well as leftover bits and pieces and my money. And then we have things like this. This is ores. This is my redstone box and my lighting box. I have these little ones in between for random bits and pieces that I decide deserve some of their own storage. We have all of our enchanted books. I've named some of them so they're a little bit easier to understand. So we have miscellaneous items in here. Vanilla blocks. Modded organic I decided was good for the type of stuff you would get directly out of the ground or out of the material that you mined it from. Whereas the modded construction is stuff that is already turned into bricks or stairs or something that looks like its final product, if that makes sense. Oh, compressed stone should not be in there though. Compressed stone will go up with the other compressed blocks up top. So I've got that netherite barrel tucked up there for all the compressed stuff. We then have anything that is related to greenery, be it flowers, seeds, saplings, or anything along those lines. Modded woods go in here, which I'm sure we will get some more of down the line. And all of our vanilla wood stuff just goes in here. Not super organized yet, but enough that I know where to put it and search for it. Then we have our armor, which I decided includes the horse armor as well as our elytra and saddles and such. we've got our tools, and our valuables are far more organized than they used to be. So rather than that tiny little barrel in the corner, now I've got all of this space. And there's a couple of things that obviously still need to be worked out. Like these things can probably go over into the redstone. And we might turn one of these... Oh, that one. Yeah, of course. That's got some valuable things like our relics. That horse armor can also go down in here. But we can use some of these tier 3 barrels, which are the size of a double chest in one slot, to sort additional things. I've started to set this side up here as just a little crafting area with some bench space that I can add things to if I so desire. I redid my library over here after changing up and removing the staircase, so now we have a nice little bedroom, which I actually really like when you go to sleep, which I'll show you guys shortly, and a simple ladder up here to where I am hoping I will turn it into a nice brewing space. So there's that, and then just underneath this central one here, I have 3 furnaces for cooking things, and then I have a netherite barrel for all of my extra ores and such that I got from in the vault, all of my vault gear, including the flasks, and then this one will be for leftover things or stuff that I still need to use, so I haven't used these yet. I need to set up an area where they can all put their stuff into chests, and we might have to make another building for that. I'm pretty happy with this. It feels far more open, far less constrictive. I can come inside or come out of a vault. I will spawn here and walk straight across and feel like I know where everything needs to go, which is so nice. Those drawers truly are gorgeous. And for now, I don't see us getting anything over 512 items, which is how much each quadrant of this can hold. And if it did, we can add some upgrades quite simply. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty happy with that. These are all my leftover empty boss crates. I got one that I will use for going into the vault still, just here. And this is an empty arena crate for maybe another dank. I think it turned out really nicely. And also, since it's nighttime, tell me this doesn't feel like sleeping in a nice little cottage or a little log cabin out in the woods. Isn't that so cozy? I really like it. So yes, now we have a slightly nicer looking bedroom and a much nicer storage system. Zombie villager? There's nothing I can do for you, sorry. And all of that is still inside our humble little starter home. It just feels like it's been brought up to scratch a little bit more. And there is room here for going down to a basement if we so desired. In fact, I'm almost tempted to do a nice simple little basement for setting up all of these guys. Just a little room with chests or barrels all the way around the outside in a U shape that I can easily go down and put them in there without it taking too much space up elsewhere. But with that being said, there's one thing that I want to do. Look, this took me longer than I care to admit. Moving all of the items that I needed, reorganizing this whole build. I had to make up netherite barrels and completely cover this wall in them to move everything from all of my other storage into that, and then start piece by piece transferring everything across, sorting it as I saw fit. So I've probably spent 4 to 5 hours redoing this, just looking at details, working out exactly how I want to do it, and I changed things quite a few times. So I've been waiting to throw these away into here for so long so that we can get our first Omega statue. Alright, let's chuck it down and see if we got lucky. How is that out there? See if we got lucky with our rolls. At this stage, I would say we'd be going for the andesite or gravel. Stuff that we want to build up a decent supply of nice and quickly. Well, not quickly, but have a decent supply constantly being supplied over the course of this Let's Play. It's a difficult one, but... gravel. I've decided on gravel just because I feel like it is one that I won't necessarily want to collect myself. We're going to turn that into a smaller version, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it randomly after one of my long-time Patreons. So I'm going to pick people who have been a Patreon supporter for over 3 months, And I'm just going to roll it at random. I'll message them on Patreon in between episodes and see if they have a Minecraft username so that we can get their skin. If they don't have a Minecraft skin or a Minecraft account, we will go on to the next option. So that should hopefully happen in between episodes. I will put out the post on my Patreon for those who are interested. But for now, we're just going to put that there. Perfect. I kind of want to leave that just for now. So with that, folks, I think we're going to call it an episode here. We actually achieved a ridiculous amount in this episode. I did 5 volts at the start of the episode to get us going and get ourselves danks. We then worked with our danks and made sure they worked well, continuing on to do another 5 volts. So a total of 5, 5, and 1, 11 volts in this episode. Not bad. And then I've spent all this time after researching the storage mods to set this up nicely. And this is going to really help us going forward into the future. So I think our next episode is going to be working on turning this Fortune 3, not necessarily this one exactly, but Fortune 3 into a Fortune 5 so that with our new specialization, we can get Fortune 7 and mine up a bunch of these to see whether we get some good drops, as well as all this stuff. That's going to really help us moving forward with mods and give us enough stored up items to make bits and pieces that we want to over the next few episodes. So with that, I would like to thank my Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys for supporting me and helping me continue to make these videos and all of my content creation in general. You guys are amazing and I appreciate you. And everybody else, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. These videos do take a lot of effort and I really do try my best to make good content for you guys, so I would appreciate a like if you're so inclined. But with that, I am going to end the episode here and say that I hope you guys have a good one. Make sure you look after yourselves until the next episode, and I'll see you then. All right, everyone. I'll catch you later.